Let's see here. All right. Happy Saturday morning to you, Nick Mayfield, Jay Wolfie, the Beast Boss, DJ Plays. How are you guys doing this morning? Thank you so much for stopping by. And anybody that's watching this in playback, what's up? Thank you so much for coming by to talk some Marvel's What If with me. This previous episode number 4. It was a banger, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I really enjoyed this episode. Probably my favorite one yet. Though the one right before it was really good too. And the series is really good. It's written by this guy, A.C. Bradley. What's up, Mark McKeever? Thank you for coming by, Jason Voorhees. Jay Wolfie. Yeah, I'm good, man. Thank you. Mark, I apologize, and I know this is disappointing to you. I have not seen Shang-Chi yet. I'm going at 4:45 today. Thursday was a bit of a bust, man. So if you came by, any of you, if you came by on Thursday and I was not here, I apologize for that. Typically I do Thursdays. Typically I'm here like clockwork, but I wasn't. Just sometimes, man, I was going through the news before I started. I couldn't find anything, like nothing interesting to talk about. And I was like, well, you could just like make something up. But nah, man, my head wasn't in it. So I was like, I'm going to go see Shang-Chi. The ticket for the show at 9:15, and then it got to like 8:30. And I was like, I just want to go to bed. So that's what I did. And I'm going to go see Shang-Chi this evening, though. But that's great because that allows us this entire stream to talk about this what if Doctor Strange lost his heart instead of his hands. This is Elseworld version of the Doctor Strange origin movie, where instead of Stephen Strange losing his hands in the fateful accident, he actually loses Christine, who I just kept calling Rachel, and then I thought about it afterwards, and I know the reason why. It's because the actress's name is Rachel McAdams, and I'm like, oh, the character's name must be Rachel, even though that character, it really didn't look all that much like Rachel McAdams. And I'm not the only person to observe this. There have been people that mentioned it, and I was like, I guess not. Some of them look closer than others, though, to be fair, right? Like, you recognize them because you know them, but it's not as if, like, the Black Widow character looks a lot like Black Widow, though she was recast. The Iron Man, even, like, the Thor doesn't look exactly like Chris Hemsworth. So I found that to be fairly inconsequential, but so others of the faces look very close. Like, I feel like Mark Ruffalo is pretty recognizable through his design. But I'm curious about this AC Bradley guy or gal. Very presumptuous of me to just assume it's a guy, right? AC Bradley. Let's see. Writer, director, producer, known for What If? Troll Hunters. They wrote for Troll Hunters. All right. Heard that's good. Heard that's good. And that's it. That's all the dude's done. Oh, thank you. Glad to hear that. Yeah, the stream should be running much better these days. That I'm very happy about. By October, his hair is going to completely cover his eye. It's outrageous, dude. I need to get it cut. I've been slacking. I was supposed to go on, what was it? Wednesday? And this is what happened since Wednesday. Yeah, it needs to go. But anyways, it'll happen. Just one day, it's gonna all happen. I'm seeing Candyman in a couple of hours, the new one. Let me know what you think about that, Jason Voorhees. King of the Hills 34 in the chat. TMS SMT. Alejandro, episode 4 was such a good teaser at the type of stuff and themes we're going to be seeing in the multiverse of madness. Yeah, I hope so. Mark, there was several things that went into getting it fixed. What's up, Allison Becker, 94? Thank you very much for stopping by. No football. So my bitrate was off. I was connected to Wi-Fi, which in the past hasn't been that big of an issue, but my bitrate was off. and I was using the CPU instead of the video card to render the video. I don't know exactly the specifications, but my settings were fucked up in OBS. That was the long and the short of it. I don't know how they got mixed up, but figured it out. Seems to be working much better. Plus we put some hardware in the computer to kind of beef it up a little bit as well. Yeah. All right. Anyways, so AC Bradley, not really much. Oh wait, they wrote Arrow. They wrote one episode of Arrow. So I'm impressed by this person's ability to write interesting stories, because this one in particular, it got dark, it got weird, and there's a couple things that, like, yeah, it's weird. In particular, when the Ancient One splits him into two different entities. But at the same time, like, I liked the visuals of it. I like the concept of it so much that, like, I want them to get weird with Doctor Strange. His character lends himself so well to these types of characters. And if there is a situation or a scenario where Mephisto makes a lot of sense, it's like the Doctor Strange universe, right? At first, I thought it was ridiculous. They can't just put the devil in the MCU. That's ridiculous. But people have rightfully pointed out to me, like, dude, they put a talking tree in the MCU, and that wasn't like a step too far for you. So what is the deal with Mephisto, right? I remember before Agatha was revealed to be a witch, I was like, man, are they really going to put witches in the MCU? And it's like, I mean, why not? They've put aliens in the MCU. They've put gods in the MCU. Why would it be weird to put anything in the MCU? And, like, I don't know. But I'm kind of running around on it. Coming around on it. I agree, Mark McKeever. It's a very, very pretty animation. I think I showed it to Victoria the other day to be like, what do you think about the art style? And she liked it as well. Anybody that doesn't is just a schmuck, you know what I mean? Yeah, man. Definitely. What's up, Hacks? Thank you very much. Glad that you're here. Gatorade instead of water this week. Yeah, I got to keep my electrolytes. Actually, though, got my water right here, my trusty water. Just wanted something sweet this morning, you know? Every once in a while, I just want to drink a big ol' 32-ounce glass of sugar. Just sugar and salt, baby. Match made in heaven. I like my drinks sweet and savory. I like my beverages sweet and savory. All right. Putting witches in the MCU feels weird to me because S.H.I.E.L.D. was presented as very capable at one point, and it seemed like things like witches did not exist to them. Yeah, that's a good point. Like, everything fantastical was built out of what started kind of with Iron Man. But then later on, we realized, like, actually, there's been all this really fantastical stuff for going on way longer than that, but nobody picked up on it. Anyways, Mark McKeever, that's actually a good point and a good question, and I'm curious about the way that Shang-Chi is going to play over in China. Maybe you guys know something about that I don't. I don't think that calling him Satan would be great, but I think if you call him Mephisto, it's like, it's good enough, right? It's like a workaround. You know what I mean? Like, if you say this is Satan in the MCU, but we got like Morbius coming out. I mean, they're like building towards Midnight Suns. I think Ghost Rider played, and it had some, I believe it was like a devil like character in it. I didn't see it, but the guy, I'm talking out of turn at this point. I don't know how any of these things played in China, but I have heard that that is a possibility. So I got some notes here. So let me check out the cast. I'm pretty sure that everybody in this episode, for the most part, was voiced by their live action counterpart, which is always cool to see. Yeah, Jeffrey Wright is the Watcher, Benedict Cumberbatch, Rachel McAdams, Benedict Wong, Tilda Swinton, uh, Leslie Bibb as Christine Everhart's voice was in it. Let's see. And some other people. So yeah, it looks like mostly it was the original cast, which is cool. Same cast as the movie. And it opens up with Strange and Christine in the car, and he's practicing the speech for this little presentation that he's going to give, because in this timeline, in this what if universe, Stephen Strange seems to be a little less selfish and like a little bit further on in his self growth and self actualization, that him and Christine actually have like a good relationship, which is very unlike his movie counterpart, where he's just a complete dickhead starting off the movie. Which I'm starting to come around on the way that Doctor Strange acts in the Spider-Man trailer being antithetical to the character that we know. I was very, at first, like, that seems weird, but the more that I, remember where the character started and the way that they like to portray him, he is reckless and arrogant. Those are the two big words that I would apply to him. It's his recklessness and his arrogance that have always caused him problems. So even though it felt like he had growth in the end of the first movie, every once in a while your character has to like slide back into the place, like the default place for them, just to kind of be their own character. Like we saw it with Tony a handful of times, like he would be 2 steps forward and 2 steps back constantly, because there was a certain element of the Tony Stark who was kind of the fuck up, also billionaire playboy that people liked. And by the end of the movie, if he's completely selfless, then all of a sudden we lose a part of what made him the character that we like. So I all that said to say that I think the shit in Spider-Man makes a lot more sense after watching this particular episode. I'm trying to pull up the actual episode here. Can you guys hear that? Just curious. So yeah, it starts off and he's practicing this speech, and they're like getting along, and all of a sudden we see it, the catalyst for the car accident. It's about to happen. He swerves over into the other lane, overcorrects, but oh my goodness, they get right back on track and things are good. And then this car, like from behind him, just like clips his bumper. And I'm like, what is that, fucking Hydro? What's going on here? Shield? I don't know the timeline. The TVA? Which I got a question about that. I'm going to go ahead and ask it. It's going to derail things. I'm going to check in the chat in just a minute. But in the Loki series, was the TVA never able to go into the future? They could see the current and everything behind it and then fix any anomalies that needed to be pruned out, but if it happened in the future, they couldn't see it. I'm pretty sure that's what it was, but just for clarification. So anyways, then this car comes up and like it hits him from behind, and I'm like, what? How did that? Was that an accident? It just seemed very intentional, and that takes him out and kills her. And then yeah, there's this really great shot at the end of that scene. I absolutely love it. Let me pull up these slides. I got some this somewhere. Oh, there we go. Hold up now. There we go. Let me stop this slideshow and start it over. Not in the beginning, but image slideshow, properties. All right, now I'm gonna start it over. What? Oh yeah, I like how this episode starts off with the Watcher and he's like overlooking the city. The Watcher really does become more of a character in this episode, like more so than we've seen in the past. He starts really becoming more than just this omnipresent Watcher. He's a talker as well in this one. So yeah. The accident happens and then there's this really great shot, and it's from behind the windshield, the back windshield, and it's shattered, and you can see him like embracing her. It's out of focus. That shot right there. You see what I'm talking about? that's just really cool shit. It's a simple thing, but something that I haven't really seen before, and I really appreciate it. I thought that was super cool. Then there's the funeral, and I was trying to see if I recognized any of the people there. I don't think I did, because we don't really, Steven doesn't know anybody that we know at this time. Looks like John Krasinski's over there. I like that even Hobo Doctor Strange like has a similar look. Like he doesn't have a cape, but he's got the red inside of the collar on, or inside of the hoodie on the blue jacket. Then he starts to train to become a sorcerer supreme, and everything's kind of like it is. So he learns from Cagliostro, some book from Cagliostro, which is mentioned in the first Doctor Strange movie, that teaches him about time manipulation. And you can see that he like starts to practice with that apple and eat the apple and then uneat the apple by messing with the timeline. And then, of course, when you start messing with time, people start to get like, hey, you can't just go messing with time. So the Ancient One, the Ancient One and Wong, they come in and they're like, hey, what are you doing? You got to be careful if you're doing that stuff. And he's like, yeah, whatever. Like that's very Doctor Strange. Yeah, I hear you, but like I'm going to do my thing because I don't care about what you people say. What's up? Colby in the chat. How you doing, man? Let's see. Oh, Jeremy Harbin says China banned Shang-Chi and Eternals. Crazy. There has already been a demon in the MCU. Who is that? Allison Becker. I just don't remember. There's definitely like demon-esque stuff in Disney movies. I mean, all the way back to Sleeping Beauty with the dragon thing in it. The dragon thing. The dragon. That was the thing. It was actually a dragon. We know time has at least gone to the 31st century or so because that's where Kang comes from, right? So that's right. That's where time travel starts to get weird. Because like why this was a absolute thing that had to happen, but then if so, then how did Doctor Strange actually end up? You get it's confusing. I saw somebody mention that basically this isn't our Doctor Strange. This is a what if timeline, obviously, right? But if our timeline, like our current MCU timeline that we've been observing since 2008, if that timeline is the prime timeline or whatever, the what do they call it? Sacred timeline, then why didn't the TVA show up when there was divergence? It don't make no sense, man. Time travel is confusing. Can't wait for a great day of college football. Are you ready for some football? Yeah, the Ancient One. Glad you got that, Wolfie. I totally combined the two of those there for a second. All right, what else is going on? Let's take a look-see here and see. We protect reality. We don't threaten it, says the Ancient One. So the Ancient One dies in this timeline as well, and at that point is when he goes and he sees Dormammu, and it's basically the same scene from the end of the movie, the Dormammu I've come to bargain. And I just really like the art style in this this particular episode. There's a lot of really cool, colorful Jack Kirby inspired shit going on, and that image of Dormammu with the real colorful I don't know, interdimensional stuff going on around him is super cool. You've got Strange on that little like orb. And the Watcher actually refers to him as the Sorcerer Supreme in this, which I didn't think there was any ambiguity about. I thought that once he like learned to wield the thing at the end, the Eye of Agamotto at the end, that essentially made him the Sorcerer Supreme, but he'd never been referred to it until that particular moment. But for all he obtained, Stephen Strange could not let go of the past. This is a different universe with a similar Strange, but not the same. Biggest difference is that he is completely in love. TVA might be under Kang at this point. The same rules don't apply then. At what point? This point? Like currently in time? Because time is irrelevant to the TVA. Past, present, future, all one thing. So now is only, it's arbitrary, right? Because if it hasn't happened yet, but Kang's from 3500, then it doesn't matter if it's happened yet, because every time travel is weird, dude. It is fundamentally a contradiction. There's a word for it. What do you call it? It's a paradox. So it's the paradoxical nature of time travel. Let me see if there was another one after that. Yes. So what do you got to say to that? What's up, Christopher Branch? I might just be misunderstanding it. That's why I struggle with time travel, because fundamentally it's paradoxical in nature. So he kind of flashes back to happy times he had with Christine when they're like trading each other's shirts or something. But Wong, just like in the trailer for Spider-Man, Wong comes in and he's like, hey, dude, I know you're about to do something shady and it's going to jeopardize, I mean, not just your life and your well-being, not even just Earth. It's not going to jeopardize Earth. It's going to jeopardize the fabric of reality, bro. How fucking selfish do you have to be? I mean, the temptation would be there for any of us. The fabric of reality for one person. If there's even a 1% chance. Allison Becker, they say that time is irrelevant, but at the end of Loki, it doesn't seem like it's irrelevant. But when Mobs doesn't know Loki. Oh, yeah. When Mobius doesn't know Loki. H.G. Wells said it best about the travel in the time machine. A certain catalyst has to happen no matter the timeline. If not, there would be no reason for time travel. It's complicated. Let's see. Cody Bassett. The TVA exists outside of time. Everything has happened and has not happened simultaneously in the TVA. The sacred timeline is a lie made up by Kang to keep multiversal wars from happening. That's how I understand it. My head's gonna explode right here on the stream, guys. Like, I've never thought about time travel before. Dude, I remember, like, even when I saw the first Terminator movie when I was a kid, just being like, what? This is crazy. And then we saw Back to the Future the other day, and I'm like, what? So does that mean that Marty's parents met because he introduced them? And if that's possible, then how was Marty ever conceived in the first place, dude? It's crazy. Right? Need to get a theoretical physicist on set. Christopher Branch says, if you gotta absorb demons, then she might not be the one. TMS SMT, the sacred timeline was not a lie. It was a real thing that they were maintaining, and they explained exactly why they maintained a sacred timeline. But the sacred timeline was only dictated by what Kang thought was the most stable version of the timeline. He was the one that was making the executive decisions about which one was the proper timeline, right? Thomas Gonzalez, time paradoxes are apparently just alternate timelines. Hey man, didn't think about that, but TMSSMT Jeremy out here just described a paradox. Yeah. Thank you very much, Allison Becker 94. Please watch the breakdown I sent you on Patreon. What is it? Is it a new Rockstars thing? It's only sacred because Kang said so. Jay Wolfie, are you Stephen Strange? Kind of. I'm strange, anyways. So Wong's like, just like in the trailer. My bad, I got sidetracked. Wong, just like in the trailer's like, hey, dude. If you do this, you're gonna mess stuff up. And he's like, yeah. And then he starts going Groundhog's Day, and he's trying, and he fails, and he's trying, and he fails, and it's, I guess, is that the TVA intervening? Do I need to take the TVA out of this equation altogether? Like, I'm stuck on that. Allison Becker, I will take a look at that here in just a little bit. Thank you for the super chat. $4.99. Look at that super smooth stream. Thank you, Colby Sullivan. I appreciate that. I appreciate the assistance as well. That was very, very helpful. And yeah, I feel like it is running crisp and clear. But so, no matter how hard he tries, no matter if he takes her somewhere else, if he drives a different direction, if he stands her up altogether, no matter what, it keeps ultimately coming back to the same result, and that is that Christine has to die. And he can't really accept that. Like that kind of drives him to the point. Nerd Shuttle says, this episode really made me want to get into reading some Doctor Strange books, so I've been looking into where to start. Might just dive into the original Stan Lee run. Yeah, from what I understand, Jack Kirby's Strange is where it's at. That's what I always hear the old heads say. But I agree with you. There's actually, if you haven't watched it, there's an animated Doctor Strange that came out around when the Hulk versus Wolverine came out. Like, there was a little animated run of Marvel movies, and they were good. And that was one of them. There was the one with Doctor Strange, and I like Doctor Strange because I like the type of villains. Like, that whole mystical world is fucking cool to me. I'm somebody who loves fantasy and RPGs, old school, like turn-based Japanese role-playing games. I would like to say I like Dungeons and Dragons, but I've never played it. But I like a lot of like League of Legends or Heroes of the Storm, and so I like to see a Cerberus show up. You know what I mean? I like to see like big dragons and bat monsters show up. And Stephen Strange gets some kick-ass transformations in this. So yeah, he keeps trying, keeps failing, and then all of a sudden the Ancient One comes to him, and she's like, hey dude, you can't be doing this. By the way, that car accident that they get in, it's like the most terrible car accident you'd ever see. Mr. B Terrible on League. Sorry, I'm like sitting here watching the episode again, but yeah, she's like, this is where your journey starts. Basically. Yeah, and it says once he defeated Dormammu, he became the Sorcerer Supreme. But she's basically like, dude, you can't save her. It only leads to darkness if you do. And he's like about to use the Eye of Agamotto, and she's like, don't make me kick your ass. And she busts out those little yellow fans. And then he dips. She actually hits him, but he dips. And this is the point where they split in half, and you don't learn it until later on in the episode. But I swear at this point, it's like Stephen Strange wakes up in Mortal Kombat or something. What it reminds me of, he wakes up in Mortal Kombat. Also, this kind of mysticism ties, I believe it will tie into Shang-Chi, which I like that they're going that direction, because I do feel like there's just crazy-ass stories that can be told with this type of jump-off point. So I'm starting to like Stephen Strange more and more as the movies go along. I gotta confess, when the movie first came out, I was like, this is getting silly, like seeing the trailers and stuff. And then when I went and watched the movie, I was like, oh, this is really good. I enjoy this. I enjoyed Scott Derrickson's take on the character. And at first I was a little disappointed that Scott Derrickson wasn't coming back for the sequel, but if anybody's the man for the job, it's gotta be Sam Raimi. Like, that's fucking crazy that they got Sam Raimi for it. John Hasinger, TVA prunes Nexus events to keep the sacred timeline stable, preventing them from interacting and going to war. Christopher Branch, maybe King, has identified the relevant timelines for the TVA to police, as he has to keep tabs on his variants. Whoever built that fence needs a medal. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I think so. Thomas Gonzalez. I'll pull it up in a minute and I'll post it in the chat. I think it's a capital M. It's probably confusing. It's like a capital M, R, period, B, capital T, terrible. So the absolute points in time. That's the big crux of this episode. There's absolute points in time, which would be where Christine died. I was going to say Rachel again, where Christine died. In a Nexus event, is anytime event happens, it's the opposite, right? A Nexus event is when we diverge from what the... Yo, I'm lost. I'm trying here. Samuel Levesque? What's up? I feel like the final form of Doctor Strange that we see here would have clapped anyone from the TVA that would have come for him anyway. Maybe they feared him. Now that's fair. That's actually a really good point. Doctor Strange is like just God tier, you know. Him and Wanda are like just crazy powerful. That's why I'm stoked for Multiverse of Madness, because we're bringing together two just massively powerful beings. I mean, the two of them combined probably would get slapped up by Captain Marvel. I don't know. I don't even know what that fight looks like. You would have to think Doctor Strange and Wanda would have some means. I don't know, man. That's a good point, though. That's a good point. Mark McKeever, as hardcore MCU fans that we are, did this episode feel less jarring because of the original actors lending their voices as opposed to a few different voice actors in episode 1 and 3? Does it really matter? I don't think for me it really matters. I think that they're just getting bigger and bigger stakes. And there's this thing of, yes, the Watcher starts off just barely involved in the story. He's very much the Rob Serling of What If. What Rob Serling is to the Twilight Zone. But Rob Serling in the Twilight Zone never started talking with the characters in the story, which he's becoming more and more present. And while right at this point, he's like, I can't interfere, I can't intervene. It's like, yeah, but Stephen Strange knows of your existence now, and you're talking to him. So in a way, you're kind of already intervening, dude. So I imagine as we get further and further along, there's going to come a point where he's going to have to become more than a watcher. He's going to have to be an active participant in something. I don't know what, but that's what I'm feeling. That's how I'm feeling about it. And Allison Becker, just so you know, I will come back around to that. Nexus events are moments in the sacred timeline when branch realities are created. In other words, they are events caused by variants breaking off from the past, set forth by the TVA's timekeepers who guard over the sacred timeline and which threaten to that throw reality into chaos. Nexus events are simply events that Sacred King don't approve of. Now that the multiverse is open and free, Nexus events are just simply regular events now. Yeah. So then he goes into that library, like the big sacred library, and this is where he starts, like, you know, learning all of what doesn't necessarily have to be dark magic, but when you know, they say absolute power corrupts absolutely. You take immense loss and pain and you mix that with immeasurable power, and then all of a sudden you've got a cocktail for something extremely dangerous. And we've seen that with Wanda. We're seeing that with Stephen Strange. Now loss drives people to do anything they can. So he summons Shuth Magorath. Shuth Magorath. I think I called him no. Shuma Gorath. I think I said Shuth Magorath. Shuth Magorath. Mcgorath, like an Irish octopus. Shoot McGorath. So the fucking same tentacle monster from episode 1 ends up showing up in this episode, and Doctor Strange thinks he's gonna just like, he's just gonna take some of his power from him. Hey, if you don't mind, I'm just gonna take this, and then he gets yeeted, just gets fucking thrown around. Woo! So yeah, next day he's nursing his wounds. That guy's like, hey, you shouldn't be doing what you're doing. And he's like, yeah. Next thing he does, he steals a cape off of a beetle? What? Yeah, that's a weird sentence. The next thing Doctor Strange does, he steals a fucking cape off of a beetle. He says the beetle has good fashion sense. Shoot my gore ass. OG Larry 420, what's up, dude? Yeah, agreed. The darker tone definitely does go a long ways in this one. Andy's in the chat. What's up, Kamal as well? Nice cape. Steals a cape from a beetle. But for some reason he doesn't absorb the bug. He's like, nah, I'm not gonna. Dude, he does that thing where his eyes and his mouth open up and they just start emitting that light. It's scary. It reminds me of have you guys seen Invasion of the Body Snatchers, the 1979 one with Donald Sutherland in it? At the end of the movie, he's just like some crazy fucking scream, but his eyes and his mouth, that's how you know that they're like plant people. It's wild. But anyways, so yeah, when his eyes and his mouth opens up and he's just like sucking in these different creatures. So there's like this crow thing that he absorbs. That's pretty cool. Like a 6-eyed crow. And when he takes them in, there's this thing where he almost morphs and shares some of their characteristics, which leads to some really fucking cool shots. Several of them I've screen grabbed, and you can see him over here. Like there's the snake head guy right there. There's like the demon head guy, the 3-eyed one. That's one I really like. But I went in and grabbed a still of each of like the dramatic transformations. That one's really creepy looking, where it looks like his face and his skin are just kind of cracking. Yeah, reminded you of Lopan from Big Trouble in Little China. That's actually a really great comparison. That's Right on the money. Yeah, good call. So when the Watcher's kind of talking to the audience about the state that Stephen Strange in, he says, like, besides, I don't really think he'd listen anyways. We suspect that Stephen is at least becoming aware of his presence at this point, because by the end of the episode, he's like, yeah, I've known you've been watching me or whatever. But this is where we start to understand that Uatu is not completely neutral. He has preference. And I mean, I know that sounds like simple, but he's not just indifferent. He's like, I wish I could do this. If I would do this, which is not a completely unbiased position to be in. So that it's obvious that there are things that he sees as right and wrong, which, you know, if it were truly like an indifferent kind of God, they would just be like, you know, they would spectate without really being invested in what happened. You get what I'm saying? I heard the gnome he absorbed in charge of small magic is in charge of small magic. Yeah. Peyton, what's up, buddy? Everybody get butt naked. Too late. Too late, my bro. Too late. Too fucking late, bro. So then, yeah, he when Shooter Magorath comes back, Doctor Strange just annihilates him, absorbs all of his powers. It gets real sexy there for a second too. He's wrapping those tentacles around him in a warm embrace. Then the one goes into his neck. That's nasty. Let's see what Thomas said. Where you at? My wife is horrible at understanding plot points and time travel, and she hates my comics, but she loves the MCU and What If show and has no trouble keeping up. Marvel got it. It's interesting to, I don't know anybody with like a real outsider perspective. I mean, there was Matt and Jen. Those are two people that haven't seen the MCU, and they seem to be doing, I mean, I don't watch all the reactions and stuff, but they seem to be doing relatively all right with it. I mean, I can't fully wrap my head around it. You know, like I'm paying attention, but kind of casual. Ooh, is my internet acting wonky? Oh no. My shit froze up. Ooh, that's a good question, Christopher Branch. That's a good question. I like that. I want to hear what you guys think as well down in the comment section. The question is, if you could absorb a person and gain their power, who would it be? If I could gain the powers of a real person, I mean, it would have to be like one of the, I hate to say it, like one of the tech bros, like maybe Elon Musk or something. Like, it would be so cool to be smart. That's a good question, though. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it, Allison and Mark. All right, all right. So at this point, Doctor Strange is overpowered. He's got the essence of all of these different creatures in him. Ironically, he made sure that all of the creatures, most of the creatures, looked relatively mean. You know what I mean? It doesn't show him like stealing the powers from old ladies from other dimensions. Oh, I'm the sorcerer supreme. I get sucked into him, fucking. But I bet he did it. I bet your boy did it. He probably sucked in an old lady. Doctor Strange is an old lady sucker. Oh shit, man. Yeah, if we're talking just anybody, then I would change my answer. But if I'm going real people, I'm going with the tech bro. Yeah, if we're going real people, Well, I would use my resources for good. Peyton Manning better than TB12. What is TB12? Tuberculosis? I think that's a pretty fair assessment. I think a lot of things are better than tuberculosis. I'm sure it's a football player. I don't know what I'm talking about. Uh, TB tuberculosis. Oh, bro. So then, after all this happens, though, Steven, like, wakes up after the guy dies, Mr. Heterochromio guy. And he wakes up and, like, the world around him is somehow different. Like, there's this black inky substance dripping up. It's like the fabric of reality, like was mentioned earlier, is starting to get messed up. But now he's got the power to bring back Christine. So, like, small price to pay that the whole world should have to turn into black upside down drippy ink just to bring back this one person. I'd absorb Stephen Hawking for his mind, Gandhi for his heart, and The Rock for his sex appeal. I'd be perfect. Well said, bro. Well said, bro. Oh, Jack Vanderoff, thank you very much, and welcome to Team Terrible, my man. We got a new Team Terrible MVP, and I really do appreciate the support. It means a lot. Jeremy only plays with one set of balls. Correct. Would you also become immobile? Yeesh. Yeah. It's like just the amount of disrespect that Stephen Strange has for the people that he cares about or that care about him. What a dick. The Lady Thor storyline, I don't know much about it, bro. I don't know much about the Lady Thor storyline, but I know that, like, Thor Ragnarok is one of my absolute favorite MCU movies. I am a huge fan of Taika Waititi. Hunt for the Wilder People, What We Do in the Shadows. I think he's really funny, even in a movie like Free Guy. So I'm very excited by the promotional images or the on-set images that I've seen from Love and Thunder. I love the font. I love the, like, heavy metal aesthetic that Waititi got us familiar with in the last movie. I think he's really embraced the colorful comic book aesthetic, and some people might think he doesn't treat the characters seriously enough, but I think he just kicks ass. I think he's one of the most, like, fun and interesting filmmakers working, especially in big budget movies. So I'm excited. I'm very excited about Thor Love and Thunder. If there is a negative or I don't even want to say a negative, if there's one element of it that I'm apprehensive of, it's not Natalie Portman becoming Thor, because I like her, whether us losing Chris Hemsworth. That's the thing. It's like, I would take Natalie Portman as Thor in just any old situation. That's cool. But if it is at the cost of Chris Hemsworth, who I just now said, like, the Thor that we have in the Marvel right now is, like, one of my favorite parts. But then again, this Natalie Portman version of Thor could be even better than that. I don't fucking know. So I'm cool with it. Oh, dude, thank you very much, Jack. That's I'm humbled and I appreciate you, buddy. Zaria Mitchell, how you doing? Welcome to the conversation. Thanks for coming by to talk some movies with us. Peyton is really excited for the increasing representation in superhero films. I just hope that they show flaws of the heroes as well. Like, for example, Captain Carter fell very flat for me. I think that's a good point. I think I hear where you're coming from, and I 100% agree. Representation is incredibly important. I'm actually in the middle of writing a video essay on the topic of the difference between the 2021 Candyman and the 1992 Candyman, and the way that different audiences see things dramatically differently. And I say that to say representation is incredibly important. Certain of us have the luxury of not having to worry about things like that and don't want him cramming it down our throats, but it's because, we have so many things that represent it. So anyways, I agree with that. And then I also agree with the fact that what happens is, because all things aren't equal and a lot of times people are coming from a deficit, they don't want to bring in a character like Captain Marvel and make her seem weak or make her seem like she doesn't have strong resolve, because then you're showing female characters as being weak or being crazy or any of the number of different, criticisms that can be leveled against the character. And then you end up with the quote unquote Mary Sue archetypal female character, where in order to make her a strong female character, they have to make her perfect. And then it is very static and the character doesn't have a lot of growth from the beginning of the movie to the end of the movie. But complicated characters are the best characters. I mean, look at like Walter White from Breaking Bad, or even Jaime Lannister from Game of Thrones. And it's like moral ambiguity is something that people like, but because the word is representation, it's like all of a sudden now if you have a woman leading a superhero movie, this woman is supposed to represent women, when in actuality, if a white cis male superhero comes out, nobody that character doesn't represent the larger group. And again, I guess that's kind of just privilege. But anyways, totally hear where you're coming from. I think it's a valid point. We're still on the absorbing Stephen Hawking's powers train. All right, I see you, man. Oh, shit. That's so funny, dude. Hey, James Reinhardt, first stream I've caught. What's happening? We're just talking shit and telling lies, bro. Thank you so much for stopping by to be a part of that. Peyton Manning better than TB12. I'm really glad you feel that way and doing this video essay. I hope that we can soon get nuanced characters who are representing different groups. Appreciate that. Yeah, absolutely. What if is canon? Yes, it is, and that's interesting. That leads to some interesting possibilities for the future of the movies as well. So I'm very curious as to see how canon it's going to be. I thought when Doctor Strange had all those letters or like little rune symbols all over his face, I kept thinking it looked like somebody spilt alphabet cereal on his face. Or what are those other, what are the spaghetti pastas? Those are just O's. So yeah, like somebody spilled alphabet cereal on his face. OG Larry 420. Saw Green Day, Weezer, and Fall Out Boy last night though. Damn. That sounds like a fun show. I'm supposed to go see Clutch in 2 weeks. It's a smaller show, but definitely going to be a good one. I bet that was awesome. Random Andy's channel. I wonder if we are going to see the Doctor Strange in the episode, from the episode in Multiverse of Madness. I think that's a great question. Jack went to school near Cabrini Green with Candyman. Both of them, I feel like they touch on social issues pretty well. People are saying the new one is woke. I think those themes have always been there. Yes, 100%. 100%. People that don't want politics and stuff in their movies are just they're just like, look, I don't want to have my worldview questioned or challenged ever. Get that shit out of my face. Don't try to make me think. Don't you do that. I don't want to think. You trying to make me think makes me angry. But nah, you're right. Of course those themes were in the first one. That's a huge part of what the movie, even the short story that Clive Barker wrote, the Forbidden, is very much about classism. It's set in the UK, so the racial element isn't there, but basically they just transported a lot of that over to an American setting where, of course, race would play a factor in that discussion. I mean, that's just, if it wasn't addressed, it would be ignoring a very substantial part of the American experience. So I appreciated both Candyman. I feel like the first one is more of a message than it is a movie, but not in a bad way. I enjoyed it. I just kind of wish it was a little better. But anyways. Mephisto. Yeah, yeah, you're right, TMS SMT. Yeah, it's like a 60-page short story from Clive Barker's A Book of Blood, or Books of Blood, if you're interested. It's got some good stories in it. So Doctor Strange ends up confronting himself, his mirror half, his dark self. And the dark Doctor Strange is basically like, the two of us can bring her back, but it's going to take you to do it. And of course, Doctor Strange's like, nah, I can't do it. And they duke it out. They do a power battle, and thank God the powers are color coded. We've got an orange and we've got a darker reddish orange, so you know who's good and who's bad. And that was helpful for me. But Doctor Strange, evil Doctor Strange, definitely looks a lot like Dracula. Very Dracula looking. And he busts through and he knocks the alphabets right off of good Doctor Strange's face, dude. And you're like, oh shit. He doesn't have the alphabet serial spell saving him. Yeah, dude, for sure, Comey. That's a ride or die. And then the lassos that Strange used to restrain Thanos at the end of, was it Infinity War when they were on Titan? I feel like it was Infinity War. I'm probably wrong, but yeah, no, it was Infinity War when they're on Titan and he uses all of the lassos to like restrain Thanos. Those make a appearance in here when Dark Strange uses them to restrain other Strange. And then the capes get into a little throwdown, which I also like. They face off with each other. It's fun stuff. Red cape. Doctor Strange is one like ties up Evil Strange, but then he like burns it off. Yeah, I'm curious about that. I get your read off of Suicide Squad. I could also see the other criticism leveled against it as well, but I do think ultimately it was more of a satirical take on it. Just even nuance is hard these days. Everything takes everything, like everyone takes everything completely literal and at face value because they're like bad faith actors and want to make each other look like shit. So they can just be like, I'm more better than you. But dude, when Evil Strange just straight up absorbs Doctor Strange and then he like does the evil grimace, you're like, oh shit, this is bad. And then he brings back Christine. And of course it's not gonna go well. She comes back from the dead. Like somehow she comes out of the car that she was in and she's just kind of floating there ethereally and he brings her to him. And he looks like, I mean, he kind of looks like was it MODOK? MODOK from Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance or some shit. Deception. It was one of those. He kind of looks like that, but then he's got like the wings and the tentacles. Very Lovecrafty. And this episode's got a lot of Lovecrafty and shit in it. And I think that's another thing I really like about Doctor Strange. But yeah, she wakes up and she's looking at this thing. He's like, it's me, Christine. And she's like, what the fuck? Yo, the Beast from Beauty and the Beast is kind of cute. He's just furry. You're all fucked up. You got tentacles coming out your back and shit. And he's like, what's the matter? I don't understand. I've got this like monster snake coming around my neck. She's like, fuck this. I'll jump off a cliff before I, This wasn't supposed to happen. No, bro, it wasn't supposed to happen. Everybody's been telling you it wasn't supposed to happen. Oh, man, glad to hear Peyton Manning better than beat TB12, which I still don't get. But I glad to hear that, man. You are definitely welcome in this community. And I'm yeah, pretty progressive myself. So at the end, Doctor Strange is like, the world shouldn't pay for my arrogance. The Watcher, why don't you step in and help? And the Watcher's like, I want to, but like I can't. I don't really feel like it. But he's like, punish me, not the world. This is all my bad, which find time to have an about face, you know? Like, yeah, when literally everything is fucked, you're still like going ahead with it. But then when Christina is like, I don't want anything to do with you, you're like, oh, what have I done? And I'll do anything. And then the next time we see him in Spider-Man, he's like, fucking wink at you. Yeah, I'm gonna do the right thing. Fuck you, Stephen Strange, you cocksucker. You fucking asshole. Fucking up the universe and shit just because you're in love. Oh, thank you, Mark McKeever. Appreciate that. Good looking out. Yeah, What If has been really fun, man. What If has been really fun. MODOK is an actual Marvel character. Yes, he is. I actually really like the stop motion animated series by Seth Green and other guy that is on Hulu. It's a lot of fun. That's definitely the kind of like easy watching television programs that I enjoy when I'm like, I'm not really trying to watch, but I want something on. Throw on like something like that. Animated shit. I like Rick and Morty for those kind of reasons. TB12 is like the new variant of tuberculosis. Fuck. It's coming for you. Just kidding. Yeah, I don't know though, man. This was definitely my favorite of the episodes so far. There's a couple reasons why in particular, and the biggest reason being when Doctor Strange, which I think they're calling Doctor Strange Supreme. Wait, something like that. But when he starts pulling all of those creatures through the portal so that he can absorb them, I was like, oh wow, this is dark shit. And I really liked episode 3. Like it was really cool to see the Avengers all get taken out one by one. But this one's just so fantastical and unrecognizable in many ways. I guess they all have been unrecognizable in many ways, but this one just felt like animation really lends itself to this particular story more than other ones. Maybe that's a big part of what it is. Like the animation medium just works so well to see him transforming and kind of cycling between these different creatures. But yeah, man, I thought it was really cool. Allison Becker, I'm going to go ahead and pull up that video real quick. See here. I'm going to listen to Holden Hardman's variant, Erik Voss. I'm gonna pull up a window real quick. I swear to God, dude, if I get fucking demonetized for this, bro. Oh man, I'm gonna be so mad. Gonna lose my fucking mind, dude. Just be ready for that, y'all. Just start fucking hitting the desk. Ah! What if? Strange leisure bite. Could you be so heartless? Anybody listening to new Kanye? New crazy Kanye? Good. Glad to hear it. Excellent. Excellent. Me too. It's not very good. It's not very good, unfortunately. All right. I'm going to play this bitch at like double speed. Let's go. So we're going to take in this information as fast as I can talk. You know what I mean? Oops, what happened? Let's see. What if breakdown? Okay, there goes that right there. There goes that right there. All right, here we go, Erik Voss. Don't fucking let me down, dude. 26 minutes. We're going to get through it in 15. Dude, why is he talking so fast, bro? The fuck? Why is he talk so fast, dude? I don't understand. Put on the previews there. All right, how many writers do you think they got over there at New Rockstars? Do you think Erik Voss is really cranking this stuff out in that amount of time? Maybe he does. I gotta pause from time to time. Keep you guys guessing. Let's see, where the okay, here's my live. Got too many windows open, man. Ah! All right. Close enough. Where's my live though? Here. Doot doot. Put it over there. Oops. Yeah, I was just saying that for sure. It's definitely noticeable that he's really coming out front and center as we start to go further along, which indicates that he's going to be a big part of the finale. Small team of 5 or 6. They have tons of researchers. I heard he does most of the work. No, my playback speed's at 2 times. That's why he's talking fast. I'm just playing. I'm just kidding around. I mentioned that in my review with Holden too. I was like, he's not completely silhouetted out, so it's like you start to realize that he's a character, as opposed to just being like this. Yeah, man. See that? Because his name's strange. Oh, it's muted? It shouldn't be. Is it muted, bro? It shouldn't be. Can't hear it. All right, let's see if this happens. No, I can't hear it. Ah, so that wasn't it. Do. All right, there we go. It should be on. I don't understand. I can see it spiking even. Oh, wait. I don't get it. Oh, well. Let's see. Audio. On it. Bring device. It's my fuck. I see it moving right there. That's what's wild. Huh. Normal speed is just gonna help you guys read it. That's all. But I guess I can do that. Didn't change anything, right? It's so weird because like I'm watching, I'm looking at OBS right now and PC out is spiking. Um, does that change anything? I know. I did. I did. Well, yeah, I'm not all that interested to watch a 30-minute video of this dude anyways, if I'm being I'm being real honest. I don't know, man. I'll have to take another look-see at that. But yeah, it's everything's set up as it should be. Output audio. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, how many of you guys haven't seen this new Rockstars video already? I think that's a good question. Um, I like Mr. Sunday Movies, Red Letter Media, uh, Brandon Tinold, Good Bad Flicks. Uh, used to really like Every Frame of Painting, but they didn't really do a whole lot of content. New rock stars, like, I know it's like super inside baseball, but all of those like LA based studios that are producing like television content for the web, I'm not a huge fan of it in principle. And the reason why is because they've like commodified the YouTube space. Like there are investors that crank money into like those kind of channels. Like I mean, even like ETC or Internet Today now used to be on Machinima, and like all of those things are like they're companies, large conglomerates, like corporations that have smaller divisions and little subdivisions of that. And then investors are like, hey, there are people making money on YouTube right now. Let's, build a studio and start manufacturing, content and hire on all these people. And it's great for them. But a lot of times what happens is the creator doesn't end up owning the IP. Like there was this really great channel called All Gas, No Breaks. And they weren't paying their talent, like the guys that actually put the thing together. So the guys, they wanted to get out, but the company that owned the channel owned the name of the channel, obviously. So they had to go and start Channel 5, which is also awesome. But because they don't have like the name and the money backing them, they've got to do it on their own now. And I like the scrappy underdog guy. I see like Screen Junkies News, they were bought by Defy Media and just went belly up. AMC Movie Talk was bought by Collider. Same kind of situation. Collider just sunk it. Like a lot of times the people behind the scenes, they're not really as interested in the output as they are just like generating money off of it. Anyways, yeah, Mr. Sunday is super good. Oh, Heavy Spoilers is good as well. Yeah, I like those. I like those too as well. Those are really good. Yeah, Jeremy Harbin loves Channel 5. Fuck yeah, dude. More flowers for Channel 5. People need to check that stuff out. Super good. Both Holden and Jeremy should learn from them as their discussions and complaints often get answered. That's what I don't want to. That's the thing about it is if we do that, if we watch the new Rockstars videos before we give our reviews, then we've become tainted. We've become susceptible, which is I mean, we listened to what, 5 minutes of it, or I guess y'all didn't listen to any of it, but like, yeah, that's, you know, I don't know. I don't know. I guess I'm not trying to be that I guess I'm not trying to be that super deeply, and because there are channels out there that do that really well. Like if anybody wants to go watch the new Rockstars, it's there, you know what I mean? But then I feel like if we have to watch an episode of that every week, plus we got to watch a Marvel movie or whatever every week for that channel, plus I got to do review. It's like there's a lot of watching that goes on without having to watch other people's, you know what I mean? Yeah, Collider was a cautionary tale. Collider was a cautionary tale. Nick Mayfield, also a fan of this channel. Fun content. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, buddy. How many Mephisto theories did New Rockstars peddle when WandaVision was out? I'm just curious. Let's see. Let me pull it up. Matter of fact, let's see. We can do that. We got that technology. Because there was a lot of people talking about Mephisto theories. Let's see here. Hmm. 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 I wonder where that Mephisto theory came from. I counted 600 just now. Oh shit, man. Real talk though. That's what happens if you watch too many of those videos. That's why I'll be the first to tell you guys, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm just trying to talk about it from the perspective of entertainment. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, Christopher Branch. uh that's funny. Yeah. You see that bush? Mephisto. Mephisto theory goes all the way back to phase 1. Feige actually admitted later that Mephisto was supposed to be the big bad originally, not Thanos. There were Easter eggs in phase 1 for Mephisto. Yeah, I'm not hating. It's fine. It's just that everybody came to me and was like, it's Mephisto. And it's like, where on earth did you get that from? You didn't come up with it yourself. Oh, one of the theory channels on YouTube told me that that's what it was, so it's what it is. Because they know the most, you know what I mean? Like, they already know. What's up, Daryl? How you doing, man? I'll look right now, Mark McKeever. Let's see. Channel 5. They're fine. They're fine. I'm not hating. It's fine. It's fine. It's not, it's everything. It can't be for everybody. I've watched a bunch of new rock stars in the past. Like I said, I like Phil Molino. I like Erik Voss. There's been a lot of other people in and out over the years. It's Channel 5 with Andrew Callahan. Boom. Hey, this is Charlie from Emergency Awesome. Charlie. No, you're absolutely right, Allison Becker 94. And all theories can't be right. All theories can't be right also, and it's okay to have theories. It definitely is. I just New Rockstars is the most theory heavy of any of the big channels. Which is good. The internet needs that because there's a million places where they're doing movie news, and I think those places are definitely suffering. So like the fact that there are theories and breakdowns and stuff out there is great, and it's great for the fan community. I guess I look at that as being a very specific thing that exists outside the world of film criticism or covering news that's put out from the trades, you know. But I don't know. Maybe that's something I should dive deeper into. I hear Andrew's on psychedelic mushrooms at most of the interviews that he does, like when he goes to those different events, that he just takes a bunch of mushrooms before he goes, and that's why he's like kind of you know, kind of seems like he's tripping on mushrooms. Mephisto is short for Mephistopheles. Yeah. Uh, Emergency Awesome was great. Early seasons of The Flash, finding things no one was. King of the Hills 34. What's up, dude? Yeah, I think there are so many things that I watch that you guys would not care at all about as far as YouTube content, and that's all right. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe you would like some of the stuff. What's some of the weird shit that I like? I like true crime. There's a guy named Mike that runs that chapter, and he does true crime. And sometimes like true crime is just too heavy and like fucked up. And he does cover fucked up cases, but every once in a while, I like listening to true crime, and he's pretty good at it. What else? I watched a great video essay on Candyman yesterday. Let me see what it was exactly about. I never really watched Emergency Awesome. I don't like the guy's voice all that much, and I mean, come on, that's coming from me who has a terrible voice. Um, but I like Talking Thrones a lot, and that guy doesn't have a great voice, so it's not always like I care so much about a voice, but just sometimes it just hits different for different people, you know? That's, I would be down for that. I would definitely be down for that. You send me some comic books that I should check out, or just like the issue and the title of the comic, and I will definitely check them out. And I will, if there's one Emergency Awesome video that just fucking slaps that y'all are like, dude, you gotta watch it. I'll check it out. I literally, Allison, just so you know, I pulled up the video itself before we started because I was like, man, they're gonna want me to watch the new Rockstars video, but it's 25 minutes long. I don't know if I'm gonna get to it, but I know that I'm the outsider here, so maybe I'll check it out. But yeah, I would love to read some comics as well. American Horror Story. I watched season 1 and I did not care for it. And then I watched Roanoke Nightmare and I did not care for it. And then I watched 1984 and I did not care for it. I keep trying. I thought 1984 had some genuinely good shit in it. And like every season of American Horror Story, they put you on a path and they let you go. They're like, head this direction, and then like halfway through, they just like fucking break the train track and it like veers off in another direction. And sometimes I think people like that, and other times it's like I was just watching this thing. In 1984, it was aesthetic, like it had some cool looking shit in it, and I like the theme song in that one. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just a negative Nancy. Fucking Jeremy, you need to start liking more shit, bro. Change your channel name to Movies Are Awesome. I got the cutest, most nicest comment the other day that the person was like, movies are not terrible. Movies are great, awesome, amazing, fantastic, wonderful, beautiful, heartbreaking, like magical, like 100 different synonyms for good. Movies aren't terrible. They're beautiful, kind-hearted, enjoy long walks on the beach, just like going on. And I'm like, dude, we must be watching different movies. But I guess it's a choice. Like I seek out terrible movies and then I'm like, man, movies are bad. But there's just a lot of them out there. You know, for every one good movie that goes to the movie theater, there are approximately 1,000 bad movies that will never see the light of day. That's my estimation. I don't know if that's accurate, but something like that. Oh my God, Mark McKeever, am I looking for Dune or what, bro? Yes, cannot wait. Zari and Mitchell, 84 was okay, not very scary, but Roanoke isn't good. Isn't good place to start. You guys, let me know. You guys, let me know what a good season of American Horror Stories that I should check out is, because instead of just crapping on it, I should look for a new thing. Nick is watching the new season on Hulu every week, and it's your first season. How is it? Let me know. And how many episodes in are you? That's the other question. Anthony, I think American Horror Story has some gems in it, but the recent seasons just don't flow as good as the first do. Jeremy Harbin, Charlie knows a ton about the comics and also shows based off of books like Game of Thrones. That's my fandom a lot, is the Game of Thrones theories. I definitely got very deep into, and I was like, you guys heard of the prince that was promised? Have you heard of Azor Ahai? They've been talking about Azor Ahai for the last 5 to 8 years on every place out there. Azor Ahai, have you heard the prince that was promised? Do you know the Azor Ahai theory? And I'm like, yes, I do. And I heard it right here on YouTube. But you don't understand the flaming sword. Lightbringer. Lightbringer is going to be plunged deeper into her chest. And so everybody's like, dude, Jon Snow is going to have to slaughter Daenerys at the end of Game of Thrones with Lightbringer in order to bring about the end of the Long Night or some shit, right? And then it was like, oh, just kidding. Actually, Night King's going out like a bitch right at the beginning of the fucking season. And then have you guys seen Game of Thrones? Maybe I shouldn't be spoiling the end of Correct. Kobe, correct. The hyperbole works much better. It's much more catchy than most movies are terrible. Movies are a form of art, and you can judge art however you like. And I don't mean to just crap on stuff. I think that being critical makes the good shit that much better. Plus, it's just kind of funny. Like, most of it is just like, I want to tell you my feeling, but I want to make it entertaining for you. I want to make it fun. I want to give you my entertaining opinion on stuff. And I know I fall short every week, but I come back, goddammit, and I try. I try to be entertaining. I try to be funny. I try to be relatable. Yeah, that's it. That's what I'm out here doing. Just trying to trying to relate. Andy, weird. I watch a lot of movies, and most of the time I find good and great movies. I don't purposely look for the awful movies all the time. Am I crazy to say this? Andy, were you here the other day when I pulled up that list on Wikipedia and just started reading through the A's? And nobody heard of any of that shit. Am I crazy? Like, I think there's just a lot of movies that just slip through the cracks that people don't know about. That's the sweet spot. That's right there. That's where you find the chef's kiss garbage right there. But I guess I got to circle back around to What If. I feel like I've really, really diverted. Jeremy, I haven't continued to watch Walking Dead. I know it is a fantastically produced show, and I liked it a lot for a very long time. I actually fell off right about the time that Negan showed up. And not that I don't like Jeffrey Dean Morgan or care about the character Negan. I just like, man, that shit with Glenn just it kind of burned me. And like, not in a like, oh my God, it's offensive. Just like, damn, now I know that like there's who was left, you know? I mean, Maggie, kind of. Like, I kind of care about Maggie. Rick, fuck? Like that's what it started being like too many of the key characters were not there anymore. And I was like, man. But that said, great show. I plan on watching the rest of it because it's really well produced. And I actually went to Alexandria a couple years ago. That was cool. That was cool. I know. We have fun. No shit. Okay, so that's a great question, Mark. I think that's a great question, Mark. That's a very good question, Mark. Perfectly balanced the way that all things should be. That's a good question. That's where we're going to wrap this thing up. It is a community discussion, so I want to hear from you guys as well. Where do you see the What If show going? We know Agent Carter, we know Captain Carter is going to be returning. It looks like she's going to be teaming up with Doctor Strange. I think I saw some promotional images of that. And then Chadwick Boseman, I believe as Star-Lord, is going to be there, but we've still got the Thor episode and the Iron Man / Killmonger episode coming up. So I think we have T'Challa, Captain Carter, Doctor Strange, teaming up. We've got the Watcher ending up participating at some facility. Like he's going to be involved at some capacity facility. What am I talking about? Have we met the villain yet? Is the villain evil Doctor Strange? No, he didn't leave an evil place. So have we met the villain? Oh my god. Oh my god, you guys. It's fucking Mephisto, bro. All the various characters will unite to fight Shuth Magorath. Bro, that is the stupidest fucking way to say that name. I don't know where that came from. Shuth Magorath. Christopher Branch, Walking Dead kills me with the I need to see everyone's viewpoint before the action pacing. Yeah, dude, for real. For real. It got to be meandering after a while, honestly. Let me pull up those notes I had. I forgot about that. Yeah, I really did key in on that Watcher thing. So, okay, is that what you guys think? We think that what's his name? Shuma Gorath? Is he gonna be the villain in it? Because I swear, Doctor Strange slayed Queen. So I don't know if Shuma Gorath is coming back. 310 to Shuma. Shuma and Louise. Dude. Yeah, you guys let me know. I wonder if we've met the villain yet. I mean, Red Skull definitely got crushed. In the second one, it was who was the villain in the second one? There was the Collector and the Children of Thanos, aka the Black Order. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm curious though. I really do like it. Each episode has really ramped up from the previous one. I do feel like this one is going to be hard to top, but I really felt like I said that same shit last week. And I know we've also got the Marvel Zombies coming up. So we got like Hedonist Thor, which sounds fun. We've got Marvel zombie shit going on. Then we've got the Iron Man and Killmonger one coming up. Yeah, I don't know, man. I like this storyline, and I saw somebody said there's a season 2 coming out. I think that's fantastic. I think there's 9 episodes, Nick Mayfield. Let me pull that up real quick. That much I can tell you. Do 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 do. I'm gonna be honest, I don't even remember Leslie Bibb being in this episode. Wasn't she in Iron Man 3? She was like a journalist in Iron Man 3. Episodes. Why can't I just find? Nine episodes, yeah. Yeah, that's a good point, Mark McKeever. The Michael Douglas cameo was fantastic. Leslie Bibb is in Iron Man 1 and 2. Oh, he was like banging her at the beginning of Iron Man 2, I think. Oh, Christopher Branch. I haven't seen Z Nation. I might need to check that out. Mark McKeever, I see that link. I need to come back to it so I don't click off my thing. Oh, okay. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Colby. I see that now. That makes sense. Still haven't watched What If, so still no interest. Man, you're letting Caleb taint your brain. King of the Hills 34. No, I'm just kidding. If you don't, I get it. Like, I haven't watched any of the Star Wars Bad Batch. I hear it's pretty good. Man, am I gonna have to start watching fucking New Rockstar so I sound like I know what I'm talking about? Is that what the people will from me? Is that what has to happen? I'll have to start watching the New Rockstars? Fuck. Then you're not gonna get these beautiful little nuggets of Shoot McGorath. I'll know. I'll fucking know, dude. Bad Batch is 50-50. Do what I did. Pretend it's not animation. Yeah. Yeah. Well, 50-50 is alright, I guess. Z Nation is ridiculous all along the way, but super fun. I would be curious to check it out. I am definitely a fan of the zombie lit. Thank you, Thomas Gonzalez. Okay, actually, look, I've got some of the stuff in front of me right now, and it might not be accurate, but it says that episode 5 is what if Thor was banished to Earth, but was still worthy of his mantle. Thor was banished to Earth, but was... Oh! Okay. If you love Star Wars, Bad Batch is great. Anthony says, the last episode honestly won me over. It was a good story that got me invested, and I'm hoping the next episode feels just as good, if not better. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that episode 3 was going to be a game changer for a lot of people. Yeah, I agree with you, Colby. It's just a lot. It's a lot. There's a lot there. The content gods are demanding a lot of my what do you call it? My time. Is that the word? Oh shit. So it sounds like that's what episode 5 is about. But then episode 6 looks to be the one with Tony Stark in it. Episode 7 looks to be the Marvel Zombie one. There's a Marvel's. This is all probably inaccurate because on IMDb right now it's saying 7 and 8 are Marvel Zombies, which would be fucking cool with me, dude. Don't get me wrong. I would be cool with that. And then episode 9, this says, in an alternate timeline, Vision becomes an all-powerful android known as Infinite Ultron when merged with rival android Ultron. Now it's up to the newly formed Guardians of the Multiverse to put it into his reign before it's too late. That's badass. That sounds fucking cool. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like they know the finale pretty well. That's interesting. I mean, that sounds like a very it's the most thorough of any of the timelines, interestingly. Excuse me, of any of the synopsis, interestingly. But again, it's off of IMDb, so anybody can put that stuff up there. Pretty sure I got an IMDb page. Let's see. I know I do if you got Pro. Yeah, Betty. Yeah, I got an IMDb page. Motherfuckers didn't know I was a superstar. You guys didn't know that I did sound on the movie Survey. Matter of fact, nobody knew that. Can't believe it was 2017. No picture or nothing. I need to get my picture up on there for sure. Way I can put it on my LinkedIn and be like, hey, I've been working in the movie industry for one time. Campy is in the Incredible Hulk. That's cool. Oh yeah, I heard he was. The dude Steve that directed this the movie Survey that I did sound on. He was in Fantastic Four, Jurassic World, the first one, and he's done like walk-on roles on a couple of things. Do you still get checks from that movie? Oh, dude, Andy, you have no idea, man. You have no idea. Got an 8.5 out of 10. Just saying. It's like me rating a Marvel movie. It's like an 8.5 out of 10. Yeah, he is, Colby. That is correct. I think he was also, if I'm not mistaken, he was in the Mosasaur tank scene, but I might be remembering that incorrectly. All right, what else? What else? Hey, can y'all read the chat on the screen now? Is it still too small? Is it too transparent? Let me know about that. I know most of us just use the chat and not the what's on the screen, but I feel like it looks a little better. Stream is nice and clean. I apologize about Thursday. We'll be back to our regularly scheduled program on Thursday at 6 p.m. CST. And I'm also going to check out Shang-Chi today. I would just do a live stream tomorrow about it. However, we are recording the next couple episodes of My Friend Watches. So tomorrow I'm going to be wrapped up doing that. And I believe we'll probably do a live stream on Matt Lane's channel tomorrow afternoon. So be on the lookout for that. I had a friend who got to run in heels from explosions in the teaser for the Avengers way back when. Oh, that's cool. Thank you, Nick Mayfield. A little too transparent. Yeah. I will work on that. Christopher Branch, I wonder how White Vision is going to play out with the new movies. That's a good question. We know he's coming back. He's got to come back. Yeah, you should get out there and do that, King of the Hills 34. That'd be nice for you, I think. Something to do, something to focus on for a little bit. Christopher Branch, yeah, man. The gang is back together. Well, I shouldn't speak out of turn. All I got to do is show up, and I'm showing up. So that much I can speak to for sure. But yeah, we did a Back to the Future. My friend or my girlfriend watches, like, I think we shot it week before last, and then it went up last week. And that was a lot of fun. I'm excited about it. I've always really enjoyed doing these. It's something that I look forward to. I'm not sure what movie we're watching, but I say that to say maybe Monday evening I'll stream about Shang-Chi. If not, I might turn Thursday's stream into it. Just know that in the next couple days, I'm going to be talking to you guys about Shang-Chi because I'm very excited about that. All right. Mark McKeever, you and Matt still trading off with the BTS videos. I'm going to be honest. What's up, Master Dude 94? I'm going to be honest. I don't know that I'm going to be doing any of the BTS. And Matt did offer them to me if I want to do it. He said he's totally fine with it. He's always super, chill about that kind of stuff and wants to help if I'm interested. But like, it's nice to go over and just to be able to hang out and watch movies and not have the pressure of like, I've got to get all of this stuff and put it out. And I know that sometimes the numbers did well on those, but like there's like you know, I've got a lot on the plate as it is. So but I did enjoy doing those. There's some really fun ones out there, and Matt's are always really great, and he's got somebody that edits them for him. So like it's a much more situation, a much simpler situation. Christopher Branch. Oh shit. All right, man. Well, thank you guys very much for coming by to hang out on this fine Saturday morning. Is tomorrow's filming of My Friend Watches the first time getting back together for it, or was the Back to the Future? I'm so happy it's back. Back to the Future was the first. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good, Master Dude 94. Just getting ready to go see a movie here in a couple of hours. One that I've been looking forward to for quite a while. Can't wait to talk to our buddy Mark McKeever about it. And other than that, yeah, gonna get ready for tomorrow. And I hope you all enjoy the rest of your weekend. It's been a pleasure. It's been real and it's been fun. And until next time, I'm Jeremy. Be terrible. Peace.